Hello, Mr. George. How much you pay for the new guy? $20? No, too much money. He's no good operator.
Some NFL content. Divisional round of the playoffs. It's exciting, man. Magic is in the air. So, we got to get to these topics, this news, this NFL news. And that was a pretty funny voiceover there. I remember I was out Dave and Buster's with the family. But of course, we're eating. I'm tapping into what's going on in the game. And I see Brady is on his way home, on his way out of Tampa Bay. Where will he end up? A lot of talk of the Raiders. I've even heard talk of the Patriots. We'll have to wait and see. But it was a very one-sided game. It was ugly. It really was. The Cowboys did their thing. They handled business. And that's why we haven't heard as much talk about Cowboys kicker Maher missing 4 extra points. 4 of them. This guy's typically a pretty good kicker, a pretty solid kicker. But that was just absolutely insane. 4 of them, and it's like, if this was a close game, if Brady and the Buccaneers weren't getting shellacked, this could have really came into play. This could have affected the game. That almost seems like a Brady-like thing, the way a lot of times swing his way. Like if it was a closer game, Dallas missing 4 kicks and it actually affecting the game, but it didn't go that way. They got their ass whooped. Brady walked off with very poor sportsmanship. And yes, it was a story we all reacted to it. We were like, what in the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, I don't think has that ever happened? Someone comment in an NFL game before. I don't know. But there was a lot of memes that day. A lot of stuff. Hey, when he shows up to the offices tomorrow, pictures of him being locked out and you're fired and all kinds of stuff going along. But pretty much that died like the next day or so. You know what I mean? Like I said, the Cowboys decisively won that game. It got forgot about. But Cowboys coach McCarthy, a couple days later, spoke out in the media and was asked about this. What are you going to do? What's the strategy? I don't even know who's available out there kicker-wise, but McCarthy said, no, he's our guy. We're pushing forward with him. We're not changing anything, as they lead into this big game versus the 49ers. Everyone comment with your predictions on the game. What up to my guy, Jay Militant, big Niners fan, big game. And that leads us into our next story here, and it's regarding the 49ers. I don't know if everyone saw this in the news yesterday. As we know, it's been crazy with the Niners over the past few years. A lot of injuries at quarterback, but Jimmy G was injured last year, and here this year, Trey Lance gets the nod. He ends up with an ACL tear or something like that, and Brock Purdy has just been on one. This guy has been just playing lights out football. Is he? I think he's undefeated. Someone comment and confirm that for me. I think Brock Purdy's undefeated, but you guys saw it out there last week in the playoffs. They love this guy. He is the hero. He's looking amazing. And, with all that being said, again, leading into this big Cowboys game, everyone give me your predictions once again. But Trey Lance yesterday took to social media when former Niners executive Rand Carthen signed on as the GM in Tennessee with the Titans, who was with Trey in San Fran last year in his rookie season. And he put up this fingers crossed emoji, and everyone's debating about this. Like, is Trey Lance? No, this is Brock Purdy's job. I mean, obviously it is. Like, I'm not trying to jinx him, but say the Niners went out this week and lost, and Purdy looked bad. It's still, I think, going to be this guy's job come week 1. I mean, the next season is a long ways away, but I'm just saying Brock Purdy has really shown he has a lot of upside. He's played phenomenal football. So Trey Lance, it's like this season he was just getting started. It was supposed to be the Trey era in San Fran. And then, you get a shocking plot twist, and Brock Purdy's a guy, so everyone's like, oh, he knows him from his time or his rookie season in San Fran? Is he saying fingers crossed, pull some strings during the offseason and get me over there in Tennessee? Or is he just saying fingers crossed, like, good luck? I don't know. Like, now that I'm thinking about it more, I actually think Trey, right? Like, because fingers crossed is more like I'm really hoping for something. And it's like Carton's already got the job there, so he can't be hoping for that. And that's not really a way you say congrats or best of luck to someone, right? That would be more like an applause emoji, or I don't know. The more I'm thinking into this, it seems like maybe Trey Lance is hoping to get moved and compete for the starting job out there in Tennessee, that he knows San Fran is Brock Purdy territory now. I mean, it's got to be frustrating. Guys fight, bust their ass to try to get an opportunity to go out there and prove that they can ball. And, sometimes things work different ways, whether it be injuries or whatever the case may be. Some guys just never get their shot. And then Trey Lance goes down with injury early on in the season. And I don't know. Maybe he's frustrated. He wants out of San Fran. I don't know if San Fran, I believe, he's still got to be under his rookie contract. I don't know if San Fran would want to trade him, but I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about this whole situation below.
You brought Alombo in to the locker room. What was your thought behind that? Did you not think maybe this would be a jinx or a curse? What was the messaging, and how was it received in the locker room?
No, honestly, I got this strategy from Peyton Manning and DeMarcus Ware. Peyton Manning and DeMarcus Ware, they gave us a speech in 2016, right before the AFC Championship game, right before we played the Patriots for the second time of the season. Back then, Patriots teams, they haven't lost to two teams twice. They haven't lost to a team twice in one season, let alone the playoffs and this and that. And, DeMarcus and Peyton, they sat us down and they had a talk. And it was really just it was a visualization, visualization exercise. And DeMarcus had us all like close our eyes and really focus on all the hard work that we've done and where we're at and the type of moment that we're in, and this special moment in time. Yeah. And then he told us to open our eyes, and he was holding the trophy. So it was like, yes. And this was back in Denver. So we had two trophies in Denver. So DeMarcus had went and got the real trophy. I don't know where he got it from, but he had access to the real trophy. When he got the real trophy, and just being able to see it in front of us like that, it felt like it was attainable. Usually, first time in the playoffs, you got a lot of guys that never been here before. You know what you're playing for, but to really see that in front of you, for me, it really moved me, and I went out there and I had one of my best games as a pro. So when I went to the Rams last year, being back in that same Super Bowl mindset and being able to be in a position to go compete for a Super Bowl, I had brought that same speech to Coach McVay, and Coach McVay put his little twist on it. He went and got the first Super Bowl that the Rams had talked about it. If you ever heard Coach McVay motivate the guys or do any type of speech to a group, he's phenomenal. So I told him about the speech. He took that speech and made it his own, and he didn't have us close our eyes or anything, but he set it up nicely for when he pulled out that trophy, everybody felt it like it was attainable. So, coming here to the Buffalo Bills, I felt like this was the right time, and I felt like, it was just a special, that's a speech that I had that had moved me. So having the opportunity to talk to the guys from Coach McDermott, I wanted to do that same speech, just a different style for my guys. It's worked twice before. Hopefully it can work a third time for us here in Buffalo.
This is very interesting to me, an amazing story. I heard about this earlier in the week. Von Miller talking about injuries, like we were just talking about with the Niners and their quarterback situation. Von Miller, was a huge addition to the Buffalo Bills and really brought a lot of talent to the team. What a lot of individuals already consider a stacked team. He just won a Super Bowl last year. He's got a Super Bowl in Denver, like you heard him talking about there. I mean, he just brings a lot with him. That's Von Miller, and unfortunately he goes down with an injury late in the season. And originally the prognosis looked not so bad. You know, he might only be out a couple weeks. Oh, he could be back in time for the second matchup versus the Jets. We'll just rest him and have him fresh for the playoffs. But then we found out, no, it actually was a situation where he needed surgery. There was an actual tear, and it's just like, look, man, it's a big loss to lose Von. But even with him being hurt, he still wanted to help motivate his team as a great teammate and have him amped for this divisional match against the Bengals, which, once again, guys, comment with your thoughts on this game coming up. This is a huge game. Leading into that game, obviously, we know a few weeks back what happened with the Maher Hamlin. Outstanding that he's doing a lot better. But at that point, I was like, man, this is one of the biggest games ever, for the Bills. And here we are now. Like, every game is one of the biggest games ever for this franchise, as where we're at. This team is a for real contender, and I love this. Von does what he learned from some real greats. Peyton Manning, DeMarcus Ware, giving this speech. Boom. There's a Lombardi, and you heard them. They had a replica and the real one, and then they did the same thing in LA. It's 2 for 2. He brings that to Buffalo. Reportedly, after he did it with the Bills, Gabe Davis was amped to fuck up and was out there working out for an hour and a half straight on a machine. And I don't know, I'm just so pumped up. And I thought this is just cool hearing him break it down. Like I said, I heard about this earlier in the week, but when you really hear him tell that story, you're like, man, that is just simply amazing. No other way to put it. So once again, let me know your prediction on that game as well. Bills, Bengals. Now, something else I want to give an update on is, with the Bills and Bengals, losing that one regular season game, and it affecting the standings. Bills were supposed to have that week 1 bye. The number 1 seed, y'all know what it is, but that's in the past. I'm not trying to harp on it, but there's a good possibility that the AFC Championship game will be played at a neutral site, unless the Jaguars win. That's the only way that that's not going to happen, I believe. So you see, the Bills and Chiefs fans have bought up over 50,000 tickets or something like that already. But this is interesting that, with it being at a neutral site, which I haven't heard any update of where that will be, they're going to keep Bills fans on one side, Chiefs fans on another side. So that'll be kind of a wild dynamic, But, man, what a game this is going to be. I can't wait. So Von Miller still doing his part to be a great teammate, even though he's hurt. Trey Lance, what was he talking about? Leave that below. And Dallas pushing on with their kicker who missed 4 extra points. Again, that story died down a lot over the week, But thanks for watching. Can't wait to hear everyone's takes, predictions, all that in the comments below. Sub up. More videos coming, music, news, sports, and more. It's coffee. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.